Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixelparters here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney. When we left off, we're doing close your arguments again, because they pretty much all went not guilty. Again, because of you.
Wait, you mean guilty?
Or guilty, yeah.
You said
sorry.
not guilty.
I'm so used to whining not guilty. That's what I aim for. So we were getting some of the deets down with all this. But number one, we can combine our Mr. Juror 3 here of if the window was closed when she threw the book. That's never the case. But
However,
we know that from this guy, winter fires are a real danger, and it got cold because he got a cold because he opened up the window because at fire window, boom.
Yep. Boom.
There is a clear contradiction between these two statements.
A contradiction? What in the world are you talking about?
Oh, God, I can't take it when he puts his finger at me.
Oh, God.
Hey, I can't hear you unless you speak up, my boy. Juror 3, if I may. Yes? What is it this time?
He's so threatened.
Were you listening to Juror 6's birthday story? From what I heard, he opened his windows even though it was in the middle of winter. That's true, but it was an emergency. If there was a fire in the room, then of course you would open the...
He's like, oh.
Oh, no. Seems like you get it. At the time of the crime, there was a fire in Mr. Garadeb's room. Mr. Garadeb told me something very interesting about what was going on at the time.
God, I love that walk cycle.
The moment the flames flared up, the whole room was engulfed in thick smoke. He said that...
Oh.
Hey, oh, you got a problem with that?
She is... Shots.
Juror 4, may I have a word with you? Mrs. Garadeb.
Whoa! What are you doing? Just selling me out like that?
Just give up the maid act already. There was something I wanted to confirm with you, though.
What is it now?
At the time of the incident, your window was open. Isn't that right?
What? What's this all about?
Smoke from the raging flames was beginning to fill the air. Under those conditions, you had no choice but to open the window.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
Fine, I admit it. My husband really did rush to open the window. But of course I kept throwing things without a care in the world.
Even while all of your possessions were going up in flames?
Letting your anger out is good for your health, so I had to throw to my heart's content.
That doesn't sound so good for anyone's health.
No. Anyway, we've proven that the window was open. Let's have that added to the jury's claims. Hell yeah, dude.
It's true the window was open at the time. I had totally forgotten about that.
Wait, so we didn't even... Okay, so that didn't do... Unless it was because I interjected in there, which changed her thing, but would we still put theirs as clashing? Hang on. So, it's true the window was open at the time. I had totally forgotten
She said
about
it's
that.
true that it was, and what did he say? Possible that the window was open when she threw that book.
Oh,
And
so-
she's saying that it is.
Yeah, but those don't really clash, I wouldn't say.
What about other...
Because we got him, and he's just like... Yeah, that old shit. Wonder if I was a real danger, I got cold. The only thing I need to do is press him and see if he actually changes his at all.
But what about the lady? Oh, okay.
Which one? Are you talking about the maid?
Yeah, no, the...
We already pressed her long ago.
She doesn't have anything more to add?
She didn't really have anything that really was going off of
All right.
anything, I don't think. We had something else to go with. It was something else that was comparative to someone else's statement that we were trying to get out of, like, you need to prove this kind of thing for us. Hey, what's your deal? Why are you in such a rush? A man's life is at stake. Yeah, well, so is mine. Huh? Didn't I tell you already? I'm a worker paid by the day. If I go home payless today, then you'll find me floating in the Thames by tomorrow morning. What? That's how terrifying the mission's gonna be.
Jesus.
That goes beyond terrifying and right into criminally insane, I'd say. But let me tell you something she did to me recently. Maybe I shouldn't, huh? That? What's wrong? It must have been so terrifying that I blocked it out of my memory. Wow.
I wonder if Rolla will overthrow Pat into the River Thames.
You have an overactive imagination, Susato. But I have to wonder if there's a way to restore Juror 5's terrifying memories. Interesting. Let's see. If there's a possibility that someone else stabbed her, I could
Maybe
reconsider
we could
my
talk
verdict.
to. Maybe she tried to stab him, and if we talk to her, he'll be like, ah!
Yeah. Are you saying that you'd be willing to change your verdict?
Don't get too excited now. As you can see, I'm not only pragmatic, but also a modern woman of society.
Okay.
If I read the morning paper, I forget what it said by evening, so don't bother reading it. See? The very picture of a pragmatic and modern woman of society.
That seems like an extreme conclusion.
So far, she's sufficiently decisive testimony in the trial of a sufficiently suspicious man. So even if there may be some small sliver of doubt, he has to be the culprit. Just how pragmatic and modern woman of society should think, don't you agree?
That makes it a bit difficult for me to do my job.
Yeah. But I'm also a fickle young lady ready to jump to the newest fad or trend. So an interesting new possibility may cause me to change my verdict.
That's a bit of a tall order.
Sounds like you'll have to work hard to win the heart of a city girl.
Seems like it. Her eyes are brimming with expectation. Okay, so nothing new came from her, so... We'll try and press her now and see what she has to say about this. The fourth book dropped at the crime scene was hideously burned. The title of that book is The Adventure of the Lion's Mane. That'd be the same book your husband was reading, right?
Yes, I believe so.
And when you fought, you threw the book at him, right? You threw The Adventures of the Lion's Mane.
I threw it.
What?
It was the closest thing in reach, so it was the very first thing I threw. And now that I think about it, it was the book that my husband had been reading, yes.
Why didn't you just say that from the start?
Because I had no memory of it. You know how it is when something like that happens, you just throw whatever's available.
I do not know how it is.
Never mind the title. What the object even is doesn't matter to you in the moment.
There we go. That's
Yep.
what I was hoping for. Did you remember something?
Some terrifying flashback.
You're 5.
I remember it all. All of my best memories are back.
What?
When I was listening to that old lady, it all came back to me.
She keeps hitting him.
Don't call me an old lady. I'm a wife and a maid, and that's it.
He's not even responding to her violent outbursts.
It was 2 weeks ago after I finished my work for the day. I reached into my pocket to retrieve the day's wage, but then I turned whiter than a sheet. There was a huge hole in my pocket and my money had fallen out.
Oh.
Wow. It's quite a tragedy, actually.
Even tragedy doesn't do it justice.
What?
The mistress was just in the grill cutting up some chicken for dinner. I barely managed to mutter I dropped all my money when suddenly her knife stuck itself into the wall hardly an inch from my nose.
Jesus.
That's so terrifying. I'm speechless.
I could really smell the day was dead, I tell you what. And tonight I'll probably be drowning in those murky depths. That's the real tragedy.
I understand.
And that's when I finally realized. An egg will throw anything, blades and knives, axes and hatchets.
Naruto, I want you to know that not all women are like that.
Yeah, I know.
Just often throwing the first blade they can get their hands on. Absolute barbarians. At least let loose an arrow once in a while or something.
Who are we shooting at now?
Now, let's pay careful attention to what Juror 5 just said. His words may serve as an arrow that will guide us toward victory.
We should forget what my sister just said for now.
Boy, she about to freaking shoot an arrow into you.
Okay, so an angry woman will throw anything she can find. My old lady even throws knives. Now, what was it about Juror 2?
Oh, maybe if we
Yeah, because this is the
do
only thing that
those
even
two.
represents knives, so I'm going to put that these two clash. And everyone will throw anything they can find. My old lady even throws knives. I'm going to go for that. I don't know if I do anything first, but I'll go
Yeah.
for it. There's a clear contradiction between these two statements.
That's contradiction. Explain yourself in defense.
Juror 2, I think this may be the new possibility that you were looking for.
What did you just say?
I may have found another way the victim could have been stabbed with a knife.
And just what is it?
The fourth book, The Adventure Lion's Mane, was discovered at the crime scene. If it really did come from the Garrideb home, then we can safely come to one conclusion. There may have been one more object that was thrown from that room.
What?
After all, Juror 4 said that she had no idea what she was throwing in her blind fury. Isn't that right, Juror 4?
But what are you implying?
As soon as she realized the truth of this book, I wager she may have already begun fearing this other possibility to be true.
Japanese attorneys representing this whole jury. I request an answer. What do you believe is this other object that flew across the street from their flat?
What I'm about to say is absolutely crazy.
So crazy it just might work.
I don't have any decisive evidence to back this up, but I'm about to make a serious indictment.
Whew.
Now, this is a new possibility that we must investigate. Understood. The defense is ready to voice its thoughts.
Otherwise, we're gonna go nowhere if we don't suggest anything.
The other object that flew out of the Garrideb's flat was the knife. Juror 4, this is Garrideb.
What do you want?
I think I should begin by apologizing. I'm really sorry about this. But I need you to tell me something. Look at this knife. Does it strike you as familiar?
Ooh! Hold on, defense. What are you doing?
Shut the fuck up!
Isn't that the knife that was used to stab the victim?
Don't say that! You're supposed to say that. Let me get her answer first.
At the time of the incident, the Garridebs were in a heated argument. Mrs. Garrideb had cornered her husband at the window, throwing whatever she could find. The window was open, and the book she threw was the one discovered at the crime scene.
Ridiculous. This book was found in the victim's hand.
Did the book just grow legs and walk in her hand?
Not even the missus could make a book do that.
I can't claim to know everything, but that's exactly why it would be a fatal mistake to end this trial now. Oh! Answer me, Mrs. Garrideb. Do you or do you not remember this knife? I suppose that's it. Oh, she's out. We need a new juror.
Uh-oh.
She just passed out. We need to pause this trial.
Who's saying that?
Would that be her?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Or would that be the husband
We'll
sitting
see.
in like the gallery? It's flashing lights outside.
Lord, I would like to amend my verdict. I made a promise, after all.
Juror 2.
And I will as well. There's an unexpected turn of events. I agreed it would be a mistake to end the trial at this point.
Foreman.
Don't forget about me. I don't really think this old lady really did it, but...
Got me in too? I wouldn't feel satisfied with the verdict right now.
Good show. All about saying.
Ba-da-ba-boom-boom. Woo! There we go.
Nice. What you think of that, Van Zeeks?
What? We've done it again.
That was brilliant work, Naruhodo. The jury's verdict has been changed as a result of the defense's closing argument. Now 2 vote guilty and 4 vote not guilty. Thus the court acknowledges that the jury's vote is split and orders you all to continue the trial. He's probably not happy.
Yeah.
He's just like, fucking really?
I don't have enough wine for this.
Yeah, he's gonna get a new bottle. Unless he just has like a case of bottles at his feet that we can't see. Lord Van Zeeks, do you have anything to say about this development?
Oh, there we go.
There he goes.
Where's it gonna go?
It reminds me of a strikingly tasteless farce.
You gonna crush it now?
A farce as tasteless as this wine flowing in my glasses, and as I imbibe it with a sigh.
Oh.
Yeet.
Simply tossing into hellfire that which I cannot bear to swallow.
Jesus.
Excuse me, Lord Van Zeeks. With all due respect, the defense presented a viable possibility. You call that a possibility, Foreman? I call it nothing more than the lowest of vulgar nonsense. But fine. Seems that we'll have to review the relative location of the crime scene.
The relative location. What is he doing this time?
Oh boy.
Think of the crime scene in the defendant's flat. That should be obvious, but between them is one large street made for coaches, Bra Road. The distance between the crime scene and the landlord's couple's home is no less than 15 yards.
15 yards. That's about 14 meters.
14 meters. It's way further than I expected.
I didn't know it was that far away.
Now I'm sure you all have the same doubts as I. The book was discovered in the collapsed victim's hand. This book was engulfed in flames thrown by an enraged housewife, flew 15 yards, and fell perfectly in the victim's hand while she was toppled over on the ground. Do you plan to tell me that this is your conclusive argument?
No, see, can I say something?
Well, yes.
I think that it flew, fell on the ground, round homegirl bent over, picked it up,
That was my thought,
and
yeah.
then the knife came.
That's what I was thinking, is that obviously if you see a book flying and hit the ground and be like, the fuck?
Like you-
and then a knife hits you in the back and you go,
ignore
ow.
it, yeah. And then that's why when she fell, she was still holding it, I think.
Yeah. Obviously she was holding it for some reason. She probably picked it up after it flew out of the flat.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So,
saying. And
yeah.
then the knife happened.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, Van Zeke's just not that hard.
Well,
But it is his job to say, hey, this could be possible.
yeah.
Not only that, but as if chasing after the book, the knife also flew across the road and slipped straight into the victim's back. Perhaps I shall say a pig flew after it.
Clever.
Even those ridiculous detective novels can tell better stories than your delusion.
Oh, God. I don't have a rebuttal for that.
Even a prosecutor shouldn't be allowed to say things like that.
Is it Susanoo?
How dare he call detective novels ridiculous? I won't stand for this.
Oh, that's the part you had a problem with.
My lord, excuse me, but I can hold my tongue no longer.
What is it, legal assistant?
They seem like a wild dream to that prosecutor, but the new possibility revealed by the defense has changed the verdict nonetheless. Therefore, this court has no choice but to consider that possibility. Bitch. The only way to do that is to cross-examine Juror 4, Joan Garadeb.
What? You want to cross-examine the juror?
Well, she's involved in the case. What are you two doing back up there?
They've been standing there.
Well, we took over for the final
Yeah.
statement, and now they're back.
Oh, I guess because we were done.
I guess.
Why, this is absolutely unprecedented to have a juror indicted and brought to the witness stand.
He doesn't like it. Yeet!
Would be a complete waste of time.
Lord Van Zeek,
Huh?
We're already in the middle of a witness cross-examination. If the nonsense from before was anything to go by, she was throwing burning books and knives from above. Maybe we should ask the code witnesses about that instead.
What do you think, witnesses?
Huh? What? Me? Patrick O'Malley, patrolman, ready to report. Oh, fuck.
It would seem
The music.
that he's finally awake.
I am so sorry for sleeping through the trial.
He just needed a
I've been
nap.
chasing so many scoundrels around the city. It's been about a month of no sleep.
A month? London constables truly are heroic, aren't they?
For all I know, you've been fighting this all alone. We don't have to worry anymore.
Oh, Pat, I think I'm falling in love. Aren't you already married?
Very well, the defense's request is denied.
Oh,
Instead, the court orders the current witnesses to testify further. Testify regarding the new possibilities presented by the defense.
Sir! I love this guy.
I know you
I love
do.
him with all my heart. Oh my god, I feel him. As a constable of London's police force, I could say that Mrs. Garrett was unrelated to the case. It's because her window is actually an awning window.
Besides, if something was flying through the air, Pat wouldn't have missed it. It was very close to the crime scene, but Pat was watching over it like a hawk.
I didn't blink or look away for even a second. Nothing out of the ordinary, sir.
Incredible! They were awning windows.
Constable, you didn't report this to me. Oh. Well, I'm sorry. You see, I was so tired.
He's doing the finger thing.
I don't know if that makes no excuse, Constable. Understood, sir. Sorry to interrupt. What do you mean by awning exactly? The same goes for you. Sorry, I'm not that makes for no excuse, Japanese boy. Is it sorry?
Naruto, I just looked it up because freaking Vampire Man over there isn't going to tell us apparently. Do you remember the windows at the Gyarados home?
Yes. Gyarados windows. That's bad.
Like any other windows, you can open them to let in fresh air. But an awning window opens like this.
That's right. This window's most defining characteristic is I can only open at an angle due to being attached to a stay.
Oh.
Only at an angle? Seriously? Yes, that's correct. In other words, if you hurled a knife or a book at the open window, it would just smack against the half-open glass and fall straight to the ground. No way. It must have been hard to understand coming from a country that knows nothing of windows. From the start, it was impossible for the item to fly 15 yards. At least not without shattering the window entirely.
And we would have seen it broken if it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sherlock would have mentioned it. Staring at it like that. Look, Pat, the crazy Asian was all like, what?
Yeah, I totally vanquished that villain, Roller.
You're amazing, Pat. Villain?
This is insane. My new possibility was thrown out the window before I could even cross-examine them. Ha! Good joke. Thrown out the window, unlike that knife.
Now, defense, it's time to begin your cross-examination.
He's like, great.
Oh, fuck. Yes, sir. Driven into a corner, yet again. Alright, so. It's Constable Police are going to stay that Mrs. Garrett is unrelated case. How can you say that for sure? What makes you so confident in this claim? I'm glad you asked. The reason is this. Inside the police handbook, we have the great things to know as a policeman.
He showed that to us earlier, didn't he?
Did he? I don't really remember. A constable works tirelessly for the citizenry. That is everything I strive to accomplish. And that is why I stand tall and strong for my poor wife. Yes, I tire no more.
Pat, my sweet, you're so manly.
Of course, I do it all for you, Rolla. Rolla, my love.
Pat, my sweet. Oh,
that's not what I was asking about. I wanted to know how the basis behind your claim that Mrs. Garrett was unrelated to the crime. Oh, yeah, you should have asked that sooner.
That's what we asked.
All right, tell me about that then. Well, finally. Yeah, I believe you. My unshakable claim. I'll prove you just how unrelated she is. I'll reveal the truth is that to you so much that I'll run out of words to reveal with.
Oh, okay.
But before I do, I have one thing to say. What now? There's a certain favor I want to ask of you, Mr. Japanese Dirty.
Oh?
When you go home, I want you to tell your friends tales of the London officer's spirit.
Oh.
Sorry, but I only just arrived in London, so... Please, I'll let you buy this if you promise to read it from cover to cover. I swear I'll move you to tears. All right, fine, I'll take it.
That's how we get the handbook.
Oh my
That's the
God.
line of dialogue of how we get the handbook.
Okay, so there must be something important in here that we need to read about first and foremost. So, the police handbook.
Oh, God.
All right, so things to know as a constable. Keep the peace within the area designed as your beat.
Designated
as your beat. Patrol 20 miles every day so that London citizens remain no peace. If an incident occurs on a constable's beat, he must lead the investigation. When he discovers an incident, the constable must assist in the initial investigation. Did you do any of that, buddy? Did you do any of that? Let's skip the awning window. Flying through the air, Pat would have missed it. I wasn't very close to the crime scene, but Pat was watching over like a hawk. Wait here in a second, nothing out of the ordinary, sir. Okay, let me start with this one. But the sun had already gone down, right? And it should have been dark at the time.
Yeah. We were walking around looking for a happy star. What the fuck does that mean?
Oh, what?
Oh, what? A star that would guide the two of us to happiness.
Huh. If a flaming book happened to fly overhead, it probably would have looked something like a shooting star.
Let me tell you, if I saw a shooting star, I would have wished 3 times over that Pat would become the chief of police.
But due to all the fog and smog, we couldn't see any stars at all. In short, not a single knife or book flew overhead of before the crime. Right you are, sir. I swear on the starless London sky.
God, those two voices are so different.
It really doesn't seem like he's lying.
Just after we witnessed the crime, the two of us rushed to the scene.
This crime, but Pat was watching over like a hawk. You ran to a police box for help, right?
Yes, that's right. I know where all the police boxes in Pat's beat are, but
It's not your fault you just know where they are in any other beat.
Pat told me where to go, but I got a little bit lost.
Rolla, my love, you're so cute when you're lost without a clue.
Wow.
Rolla, my love.
Pat makes me. I hate it.
Just shut up already.
Thank you. He's so done. He's so done. Anyway, thanks to that, it took about 15 minutes before I came back. But Pat was watching over the scene the whole time.
I was off duty, but I still did the job. For I am a patrolman. And didn't blink or look away for even a second.
It's like, are you sure about that?
There was nothing out of the ordinary at all. Right, sir. I was keeping an eye on the crime scene the whole time. No person, animal, or thing got anywhere close to it. I swear it's the truth, and my name isn't Patrolman Patrick O'Malley. I put the Pat in patrol. Ha.
Oh, God.
But that's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? I'm perfectly normal.
Are you?
The Adventure Lion's Mane was supposed to be in Mr. Garrideb's home. How did this burnt book end up in the victim's grasp? If you were watching like a hawk, then you must have noticed something, right? No. Maybe it just happened to be a different burnt book.
I know.
But you still have to wonder why the victim would be holding it. She was carrying a bag on her shoulder, after all. Either way, when I found her, she was already holding the book. I see. There's something strange about this testimony.
Yeah.
Somehow the knife ended up in her back and the book ended up in her hand. I feel like these two mysteries must be connected by some thread.
My apologies for earlier. It was not my place to speak.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I demanded Mrs. Garrideb's testimony without even seeking your permission. Even if it was outright denied, it was still wrong.
Oh, that. Well, to be honest, I do think it'll be necessary to bring Mrs. Garrideb to the stand. That's the only way we can find the truth.
Do you really think so?
Let's say the truth is that the book bounced off the glass. Then she has his explanation as to how the book appeared at the crime scene.
You're right.
And then, considering the reaction when we showed her the knife, she is definitely hiding something.
Oh yeah, you don't just pass out for no reason.
Yeah.
Right again.
Let's see if we can drag out any clues in this cross-examination. We'll definitely find the truth, Susato.
Agreed.
Okay. So, on the last one, I didn't blink or look away for a second. Nothing out of the ordinary, sir. That's the receipt. The case materials. Right, the victim's asked for condition, reported by Rolla O'Malley. Because she's still conscious of the name, one single deep wound from her knife, no other wounds found. Perpetrator captured the next day due to a tip from Rolla O'Malley. That doesn't have anything for this. There's the knife. There's crime scene photo 1 with the knife in the back. Crime scene photo 2 with the book in her hand. There's the 4th book, the lion's mane with the burn on the back. And then there's the police handbook. Huh.
God, I love this music.
I mean, I'd assume that we'd have to put the police handbook here, but we don't have... I don't see a contradiction with it.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I haven't pressed is the awning window one, but I don't know if we're going to get anything new from this.
No.
Then that means that the window couldn't have opened all the way, right? Exactly. It's a window for letting in some air. It won't open very far. As such, if an item were to fly out of the window, it would hit the window pane and fall to the ground below. If you check the map, around here is when a given object would fall.
It's on the opposite side of the crime scene, I see.
I wish I knew about these awning windows earlier.
For real. It would have saved us a lot of time.
Oh, by the way, I have a question for you, Pat. What is it, sir? How did you even know about the window? What would lead you to know that Mrs. Garrett's window was an awning window? Oh, that's easy. Yesterday I assisted with the investigation.
Oh.
Oh. Excuse me, Rolla.
Yes.
Why did you look so happy right now?
I was just thinking, the two of us really are lucky, you know.
What?
I mean, it's a shame that the lady got stabbed, but the crime happened just outside of Pat's beat.
Is that so?
Yeah, you could say Briar Road is the border between beats. Isn't that right, Pat?
Pat! Pat?
You keep predicting what he's saying.
Yeah, right. Actually, the reason I helped investigate the Garrett boys since yesterday is because that area is part of my beat. That really did happen right on the border.
Pat, I'd like to confirm something with you. Which beat does the footpath just in front of Mr. Garrett's home belong to?
Oh, the Garrett home. That would be my beat, ma'am. I was going to say what my prediction was, and it would be the probably weird thing about this is that I bet you, Grant, I don't have the thing.
Do you think you went over and picked up that book or something?
No, the incident is flipped. It happened on the side of the road that is by the Garrett's residence. So if it came out the window, it would have been right below them. I think the situation is flipped, and for some reason the body was moved to the other side. Because he's saying that his jurisdiction is on the side of the road of the Garrett residence, which is why I had to investigate it. But, according to everything else, this happened across the street, which had been out of his beat. So that means that the incident actually occurred on the side right under the window. This is the first I've heard of this.
The lady had been stabbed on the other side of Briar Road that night. There's no way we would have made it to our anniversary dinner. Pat had to do his job after all.
A commendable work ethic indeed. It's just what we expect from our constabulary.
Pat always works so hard. It must have been God watching over him this one time. Don't you think so, Pat?
Yeah, I think you're right. I should probably keep track of all this information.
I'll take care of that.
Okay, so they gave us this. Okay, the case materials. Okay, so we've got that.
All right, now I'll do the talking. You mean like you mostly have been? Mr. Attorney, how about I ask you a question?
Oh boy. So, sure, what is it?
You're doubting our testimony again, aren't you?
No, I wasn't for... Oh shit, here we go again.
Let me just tell you one thing. Don't underestimate me just because I'm a girl. I'm the wife of a police officer, so my testimony is totally trustworthy.
Right, I just...
No! I don't want to hear any more excuses from you! I guess I'll have to keep talking if I want to convince you.
Oh, well, you know what?
Oh no.
We've been going a little extra,
no.
so this poor boy's gonna get yanked for 23 and a half hours again.
Oh, no.
Until next time. Again, listen. I didn't mean to make this happen to you, dog, but we just happen to be trying to end it when she's over here on a little
tangent.
Yeah, so you're just gonna have to deal with this for
Poor
a little
man.
while, Pat. I'm so sorry. I love you. I'm sorry I have to deal with this.
I'm sorry, bro.
So sorry, bro.